Hello everybody, welcome along to this grain to glass. Just poured a pint of the said beer, the American wheat beer, and I think that looks stunning. It's got everything I want in a wheat beer, that cloudiness, nice fluffy head, but we'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. Got a little bit of brew footage which I think I'll insert now. It's not long, 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, just a little bit of brew footage, and then we'll come back and we'll discuss this beer a bit more in depth. Welcome back. So like I said, it wasn't too much brew footage, just a little bit, just to give you an idea what we did, how we got on. So yeah, this is the beer here, and in the right glass I think it looks stunning. Really nice and cloudy, nice head on it, and I'm even serving it out of a whole garden tap. So I think I've got the carbonation pretty spot on. If we can get it. I don't know whether you could see that, but there's quite a lot of carbonation in there, which I like and you want in a wheat beer. So it was, if any of you eagle-eyed people out there could spot it. It were out of the probably the most used book I've ever had. And it's the, when I get to page, American wheat beer, and I only substituted one thing, the grain bill, which I'll give you a quick rundown at recipe. It was for 23 litres. I put 19 in a keg and 3 litres, 19 litres in a keg, and I bottled 3 bottles of it. Right, so American wheat beer, recipe, wheat malt 3 kilo. Now as for lager malt, and I didn't have any, but I had Vienna malt, so I substituted 2.5 kilo of lager malt for 2.5 kilo of Vienna malt, and that's the only substitution I did. Carapils 300 grams, and that's your grain bill, and your hops and your boil. It was a 60-minute boil, and I had 17 grams of citra at start at boil, and 26 grams at turn off citra again. No protoflop, no finings whatsoever. I wanted it as cloudy as it could be, and when I kegged it, I took it from, normally I usually take my beers off yeast into a secondary fermenter, depending on what they are, and give it a couple of days cold crashing, let it clear a bit. This I didn't, I just kegged it straight out at fermenter, and I even, on last little bit, just kicked up yeast just a touch, just let it take a little bit in to help with them flavours that you get from your yeast. And I fermented between 18 and 19.5 degrees. It kept fluctuating a little bit according to my tilt. And that's it. Wheat malt, lager malt, carapils, 17 grams of citra at start and 26 grams at turn off. And then the yeast I used, it was a Safale WB06, and it's a really good ale, really good yeast is this. It's the first time I've used it, but I was very impressed with it. It's give it some real good esters and real good flavour. So here we are, and straight away, now I were expecting, because it's the only hop I've got in it is citra, I were expecting a citra aroma and a bit of a citra kicking. I can't taste or smell citra at all, and I'm putting that down to this yeast overriding them flavours and aromas. And it's not a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. It's had a week and a half. Is it a week and a half? Maybe 2 weeks in keg, and it's changed within that 2 weeks, and it's just starting now to come in to its own. Straight away you're getting, it is like Erdinger. It smells like Erdinger. You're getting that, I know everybody says banana-y and bubblegummy, but it is big banana. Really is. That phenolic, banana-y, bubblegummy loveliness. Right, so we're going to go in. Cheers, everybody. Now, it is quite dry, but it did go quite low. It finished out this at, what were it, 10:03 or 10:04, and it came out at 5.9 if I remember right in my book. I was just a couple of points short off my OG, but it dropped lower, which gave me, I'm pretty sure, is what's giving me that dryness. Excuse me. It's giving me a dryness in there, but it's a sweet dryness, and it's lovely. So it dropped a few points lower, which still gave me the ABV we were aiming for, 5.9. And that dryness makes your tongue water, especially at back and at sides, making you want to go in for another drink. And I personally, I wouldn't change a thing about it. I'd maybe brew it again and try a different yeast. I have got another wheat beer yeast that I'd possibly try just to see, for shits and giggles, just to see what a different, it's a Saf ale again, I'm pretty sure, but just see what difference that gave me. But really I'm quite happy with that yeast. Oops, I can stop there. Really I'm quite happy with that yeast. And that carbonation I've got in there, it's really tiny, really tiny bubbles streaming upside that glass, and they're helping to, I don't know whether you can see it with light. That's got it on it. They're helping that flavour bounce around your tongue, and it's quite a thick body to it. It's quite a good heavy body, not watery at all, and that's making it stick. But it's lovely. If you're into wheat beers, for a simple grain bill, it's well worth a try. And if you do get that, you do hit that aroma how there should be. The aroma's almost better than flavour, if you know what I mean. Very inviting. So, what are we on there? We'll leave it there, boys. We're at 10 minutes on this section. So, we'll leave that one there. American wheat, out at Bible, a top beer, excuse me, well worth a try. And I'll catch you all next time. Cheers.